Hi, this week's Parasha is Parashat Balak. In this week's 2-minute discussion, we are going to not do the classic, the events following or the events before the attempted cursing of the Jewish people. We're going to focus on the curses themselves. Rav Hirsch draws our attention to the locations that were chosen to illustrate what exactly was the motivation behind each stage of the cursing. He explains Bilam was trying to undermine the Jewish people through these curses. But what was the motivation? Well, the first stage, the heights of Baal. Baal was the name of the Canaanite god, which simply means Lord, but in its most purest form, the heights of Baal represents physicality. This was his first attempt, to undermine the Jewish people in the area of physicality. This failed, for, as he explained, the Jewish people do not depend on physicality like you do. The second stage was that of the spiritual, the field of seers. The pagan cultures and the Canaanite people, their seers, were the most spiritual, the most enlightened of people. So this was the second attempt, to attack the Jewish people from the perspective of spirituality. And the reply Bilam gave him was the same. You cannot undermine the Jewish people from the point of view of the spirit, because they do not derive their spirit the same way you do. They derive it from being a people under God, not like you through your seers. So all seem to have lost. But there was one final attempt, and the final attempt was the most devastating. Baal Pa'ar, the peak of Baal Pa'ar. Baal Pa'ar was the aspect of the Baal god which represented shamelessness, depravity, looking at the human being as being simply a higher form of primate, embracing the animal side, laying aside any thoughts of spirituality or higher purpose. This was Baal Pa'ar, and this is where he attempted to attack the Jewish people on the area of morality. And with his third attempt, it also failed. For Bilam replied to Balak, Ma toivu alecha Yaakov, mishkanaisecha Yisrael. How good are your tents, Jacob, the dwelling places of Israel. Not how beautiful, but how good. How good and how in line you are with what is moral and what is good. This final and last attempt failed too. So to recap, our first attempt was that of material, our second attempt of spiritual, and the third attempt to undermine them from the perspective of what it was moral. And all three failed. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful Shabbos.